Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle, aka Your Finance Girl, helping you to be financially smarter. And today we're going to talk about credit score. Now before we get into it, this is not financial advice, so please act and invest at your own risk. So let's get into it. So what is credit score? Now a credit score is a 3-digit number that tells lenders at how reliable you are at borrowing money and repaying them back. And it can range anywhere between 0 to 999. There are different credit agencies that checks and calculates these. Some of the common ones that you might know are Experian and Equifax. A good credit score is important because those will help the lenders decide whether or not they accept your application and how much you can borrow. You might be asking, how is a credit score calculated? Well, a credit score is based on your credit report, which reflects on how you manage your debts and your bills in the past. For example, if you've always paid your bills on time, then that's a good thing. But if you've had missed payments before, then that's a bad thing. If you've never borrowed money from the banks before, then that's also a bad thing because lenders find it hard to assess your risk and your credit. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you 6 top tips in which you can build up your credit score. Tip number 1 is to have a credit history. This may be counterintuitive because many people question, why do I need a credit card when I can manage my money in my current account perfectly? Yes, that may be true, but another important function of a credit card is to build up a positive repayment history to show the lenders that you can manage your debts effectively. Most credit scoring models will tend to reward you for having a long-standing credit account in which you pay back monthly. This shows the banks that you can manage your financials well and that you're a low-risk account if they do decide to lend you money. Now, that's not to say that you should go and apply for lots and lots of credit cards, because every time you apply for a credit card, the company that you're applying to will do a hard search, which then reflects in your credit report. When you have so many hard searches in your credit report, it's actually a bad thing. This is because when you have so many credit lines open, it exposes yourself to fraud risk when you don't use some of those credit lines. Secondly, the utilization rate should be below 50%. So when you have that many credit lines open, it's hard to keep track and you can easily go over that utilization rate, which is a negative impact on your credit report. Lastly, if you get rejected on one of your credit card applications, then that will show up on your credit report really bad, reflecting you as someone who they already deemed unsuitable for any more credit lines. So in general, people probably be looking at 2 to 3 credit cards, with trying to keep the utilization rate below 50% and trying to pay them back every month. The second way in which you can improve your credit score instantly, and it's a super easy way to do so, is to pay your bills on time on your credit card. Now, this is something that people miss all the time. That's because if you're paying direct debit on your current account, it doesn't actually show up in your credit report. But if you're paying it on your credit card, then it definitely will. This shows to the lenders that you can manage your finances and your debts effectively, which then makes you a low-risk account to lend money to. Did you know that having too many dormant current accounts is actually bad for you? Well, this is tip number 3 on how to improve your credit score. Close up all of those dormant current accounts that you no longer use. That's because one of the most susceptible areas for fraud in a bank is dormant deposit accounts. So by having so many under your name makes the bank think that you're associated with fraud risk and identity theft. So close up all of those ones that you no longer use. The fourth way to improve your credit score might not be something you expect, and that's to have a different credit mix. What that means is that, for example, your credit card is a type of revolving credit, which means that if you pay back what you owed, you're finished with that obligation. The second type is installment loan, so stuff like mortgages, personal loan, or large item on finance where you pay a fixed amount over a regular schedule is what we call an installment loan. Well, having different credit mix is actually good because it shows the lenders that you can manage different debt obligations effectively. It also helps to build that positive repayment history in which all lenders like to look at on a credit report. The fifth way to build your credit score is actually a really easy and obvious one, and that is to save monthly. It doesn't matter how little you can save, it could be as little as £1, but you want that track record of you putting money aside every month into a pot that you don't touch. This shows the lenders that you can manage your finances and have disposable income at the end of the month to save into. So if you currently don't have a savings account, it might be wise to open up one. It doesn't matter how little or how much you have, It's just to get that track record and payment history going. The final way in which you can improve your credit score is actually something super easy, everyone can do it, and that's to register for your electoral roll. That's because your credit score and your credit report actually includes information that you have on your electoral roll. So if you have already registered, when your bank runs a credit check on you, it can match up that information pretty easily, which then identifies you as a real person and get rid of the risk of any fraud or identity theft. So if you haven't already done so, go and do it now. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michelle, aka Your Finance Girl, helping you to be financially smarter. So if you found today's video helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification. Until next time, see you!